All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well while learning truth, 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 scattered abroad the four winds of the earth, and shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere in your children. Shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be building off of this article I have, where it says record breaking, over 7 billion people will see blood moon, total lunar eclipse in September. So as you can see, all of these are the signs of the times. You see, proving that we're getting closer and closer to ultimately the Lord's second return and also judgment being brought upon this earth, man. That's why these signs are constantly appearing throughout the earth, you see. And the Lord is doing these things as signs, to show the people what time of season that we're in. But we ultimately know that there's a lot of people, mainly the 2/3 of our people and these heathens, they have no idea what time of season they're in, even though all of these signs are happening, right? Only people that understand the time of season are the hopeful elect men and women, man, of the nation of Israel. We could pick up on these signs and ultimately know and to be able to know that, oh, man, things are about to escalate. Things are about to pick up. You see, far as evils, all types of different various things, because we see all of the signs happening in the earth. You see, just like the Lord said they would, right? So I'm actually grabbed that. This is St. Luke chapter 21. And I'm going to start at verse 7. It said, and they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what signs will there be when these things shall come to pass? Right? Verse 8. And he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. Right? Verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, right, which is what you have going on now in the earth, all of these things are now happening. It says, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Right? Verse 10, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Right? Verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, which is what you have occurring now throughout the earth. Earthquakes happening all over the world in different types of places where they normally wouldn't occur. You see, all of those are the signs, right? It says in famines and pestilences, right? You keep having different types of, viruses and things of that nature ultimately occurring out of the woodworks. You got now going on in China now, you got this new virus came out. I believe they call it the chikungunya or something like that, But yeah, these things are all part of the signs, man, that the Lord have given us to allow us to know ultimately what time we are in prophecy, you see? So it says, and fearful sights, you see, that's happening as well. Men and women, brothers and sisters of the hopeful elect, we keep seeing sightings of the chariots, or what the world English call UFOs. Those are those fearful sights, man. Right. And it says, and great signs shall there be from heaven, man. Right. And I'm going to go on down, go straight to the point. I'm going to go to verse 25. And it says, and there should be signs in the sun and in the moon. Right. That's starting with this eclipse, man. Right. These are signs in the moon and in the stars, man, and in the heavens, the sky. Right. It says, and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity of seas and the waves roaring. Right. Verse 26, men's hearts fell in them for fear and looking for after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, man. Right. And these are all of the times and seasons that we're in. Right. Where things are about to begin to start amplifying in this earth, because the Lord is showing what's about to come through the signs that he's allowing to manifest in the earth, that ultimately we're in a time and season of judgment and that things are about to get worse, you see, out here in this earth, man. Right. So I'm actually getting to this article and we're going to finish reading what it's talking about with this eclipse. Right. Because like I said, all of these are the signs of the times, man. Right. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to start at the top. And it says, there is a great total lunar eclipse coming up in a few weeks, right? And it will be enjoyed by the vast majority of people on the planet from Oceania to Brazil. The event will happen depending on your time zone during the evening between September the 7th and 8th. And from partiality to the total spectacle of the so-called blood moon. And then back to partiality. It will take 3 hours, 29 minutes and 24 seconds, you see? So it says, well, this is basically just going into basically the, states or the countries where basically this blood moon is going to be, basically be seen in. It said if you want to see the whole spectacle from start to finish, including the dimming of the penumbral phase. You have plenty of places to pick from. Most of Asia, a silver of East Africa, you see, and Western Australia will get the full show. The rest of Africa, Australia, much of Europe, and the east coast of Brazil will get at least part of the totality and the partiality. So like I said, man, we basically got the gist of what it is. You see, it's basically an eclipse, a lunar eclipse that's going to be happening all around the world, but it's not going to be visible here in America, you see, because ultimately we know that America during the time of the Passover this year, you had a lunar eclipse occur here in Babylon. But now you have a lunar eclipse that's ultimately about to, show itself on various other different sides of the world. So like I said, all of these are indicators that the Lord is getting ready to bring judgment to this earth. You see, that's what all of these signs are showing, right? So I'm going to actually grab this as well, right? This is 2nd Esdras chapter 9. And I'm going to start at verse 1, but the point is at verse 6. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, right? And how do you measure the time diligently? You ultimately look at the prophecies that the Lord have given us, the tokens, and you align it with what's happening in the world now. So we see that everything that it says in the book of St. Matthew chapter 24, Luke 21, what I just read, Mark 13, and various other different books in the scriptures, it tells you about signs that would ultimately be happening before the Lord ultimately brings judgment. You see, and we see those things happening now. So that's how we're able to measure the times and know what season we're in, right? But like I said before, there's a lot of our people ultimately that don't understand the time and seasons we're in. They can't discern the times. As it tells you in this precept, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to come back. This is Matthew chapter 16, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting, desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. Right? Verse 2, he answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. Verse 3, and in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? Right? And that's a lot of our people out here, man. You see, 2/3 of our people, these heathens, they have no idea ultimately what time and season we're in. They don't understand that the Lord is getting ready to judge this earth. You see, and that he's showing it through these various signs that are happening in the earth. But people are just oblivious to it, man. You see, just walking around, living their everyday lives, thinking everything is normal when it's completely not, man. You see? So I'm going to read verse 4. And it says, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall be no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas, and he left them and departed, you see. And that's the men of the Lord, the prophets that are warning you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, telling you ultimately that we're in this time of judgment, and that these evils are about to increase around the world, especially in this place, America. That's what we're warning you people of, right? These are the signs, right, that are being given to you ultimately by the Lord, because he's showing them in the earth. But he has his men that are set up to warn you Israelites of these signs and what they mean, right? But no one's listening, only the elect, you see, of the nation of Israel, because ultimately this word is only for the elect, right? So this is back at 2nd Esdras chapter 9. And I'm going to start at 1 again. He answered me then and said, measure thou the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we're living in that time and season where the Lord is about to judge this earth. That's what it means. That word visit goes into punish, So the Lord is about to punish this world which he made, right? Through the signs that he's showing, right? Which are indicators that, the time of judgment is coming. Right. So this is verse 3. It says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes, right, which what you have happening, and uproars of the people in the world, which these things are occurring as well. You see all of these various different protests that you see happening and things like that. Those are all the uproars. Right. All of these wars happening around the four winds of the earth, people, protesting and doing all of the things that they're doing due to all of the injustice and everything that's happening. All of those are the signs, man. You see, so it says, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High, right, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, man. You see, because everything that's ultimately playing out now, all of these things were written in the beginning, you see, and now they're just manifesting themselves or revealing themselves in our time and season. But these things were already planned from the beginning of creation, you see. So it says, verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So the end is revealing itself through these signs that we see occurring. You see, and we're coming to the end of a rulership, the ending of an eon, an age that's currently being ran by the wicked, which is Esau, the so-called white man of the day. Right. So we're coming to his end. That's why we ultimately see all of these signs happening in the earth. You see. But this is verse 6, the point. It said, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs, you see. And like I said, this blood moon that's coming, those are all part of those signs, man, right? And wonders that the Lord is showing, you see, to allow his people, you see, the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, for us to know the time and season that we're in. You see, all of these are those signs that the Lord is using to speak to his people, right? Telling us, to get ready, prepare ourselves spiritually, letting us know the time and season that's about to come upon us, letting us know that ultimately we know that judgment is close. You see, that, hey, it's about to get crazy out here soon come. That's what we know, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Lord's willing, I pray it'll be edifying, just something quick through the spirit, of basically what's happening, worldwide and things that are going on. But to the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.